We're counting down the top 10 fashion trends from the 1980s that we secretly miss. From niche club favorites and playful accessories to the bold silhouettes and statement pieces that defined a generation, each entry reveals why these iconic styles still linger in our collective memory. This ranking explores everything from chart-topping sales and celebrity influence to trends that shaped identity and empowerment, showing how the era's rebellious energy left a mark on pop culture. Some will surprise you with just how much impact they had, and why they're due for a comeback. Let's kick things off, starting with number 10. In the 10th place, parachute pants brought a blast of club energy to the early 1980s, turning functional breakdancer gear into a style statement that could be seen everywhere from dance floors to shopping malls. With their slick, ripstop nylon fabric and zippered pockets, these pants were all about movement. Wide through the hips and thighs, then cinched tight at the ankle, creating that unmistakable balloon effect. Originally designed for breakdancers to glide across cardboard and linoleum, the look quickly jumped from street battles to mass market when brands like Bugle Boy cashed in, selling pairs for around $30 a pop. The term parachute pants stuck thanks to the fabric's resemblance to real parachutes, but the trend's real legacy came from its club roots. Bold, attention-grabbing, and impossible to ignore. By the mid-80s, even kids who'd never tried a backspin wanted in, and for a while, nothing said you were ready to dance quite like a pair of these pants. Number 9, the fanny pack, or bum bag, depending on where you grew up, was once the ultimate hands-free solution for carrying your essentials. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, these zippered pouches strapped around the waist were everywhere, from amusement parks to city sidewalks, and even Vogue could not resist featuring them in a 1990 editorial. With US sales peaking at an estimated $150 million in 1990, brands handed them out as promotional swag, and celebrities like Terminator X made them look cool. But by the mid-90s, the tourist stereotype had taken hold, and the fanny pack faded into fashion exile. Fast forward to today, and the story has flipped. Luxury labels like Louis Vuitton and Gucci have rebranded them as belt bags, driving a 70% year-over-year spike in Instagram posts featuring the accessory. No longer just for tourists, the fanny pack has found its way back onto runways and city streets, proving that what was once mocked for its practicality can become a coveted piece of street style all over again. 8th place, graphic tees and band merch turned the simple t-shirt into a walking billboard for your favorite music, movies, and even video games. In the early 1980s, MTV exploded onto the scene, and suddenly every kid wanted a shirt with their favorite band's logo or album cover splashed across the front. Licensing deals took off. What started as a $20 million market in 1982 soared to $110 million by 1988, with a single summer tour able to boost t-shirt sales by more than 50%. These weren't just souvenirs, they were declarations of identity, worn to concerts, school, and the mall. The right tee could spark a friendship or start an argument, depending on whether you were Team Madonna or Team Metallica. As the decade went on, graphic tees expanded beyond bands to include cartoons, slogans, and even corporate logos, making self-expression as easy as getting dressed in the morning. Today, vintage 1980s tees fetch serious money online, proof that the era's love of wearable fandom hasn't faded, even if you don't see them headlining the runways. Number 7. Big hair, perms, and scrunchies took the 80s more is more spirit to new heights, literally. Salon chairs were packed, and by 1985, interviews with stylists showed the average client went through 3 cans of Aquanet hairspray every single week, all in pursuit of that gravity-defying volume. The perm craze meant tight curls, teased layers, and a silhouette that started at your shoulders and finished somewhere above your head. This wasn't just about looking glamorous. It was about taking up space and making a statement, whether you were headed to school or out for the night. Scrunchies, invented and patented in 1987 by Rami Revson, quickly became the go-to accessory, softer on hair than metal bands, and available in every color and fabric imaginable. For the first time, hair accessories were as important as the outfit itself, with neon, velvet, and even sequined scrunchies topping off the look. The big hair era wasn't just about style. It was a daily ritual of mousse, teasing combs, and a cloud of hairspray, all for the sake of standing out. Today, TikTok tutorials and vintage shops are bringing back the scrunchie, but the sheer commitment to volume and flair from the 80s remains unmatched. Number 6. Statement accessories in the 80s were all about turning small details into the loudest part of your outfit. Chunky plastic bangles stacked up the arm, giant hoop earrings brushing shoulders, and wide belts with buckles stretching 6 inches across. They weren't just add-ons, they were declarations. Lace gloves, especially after Madonna's notorious 1984 MTV VMA performance, became a retail phenomenon. Department stores like Macy's scrambled to restock, with glove sales jumping 43% in a single month. Suddenly, fingerless lace and mesh gloves weren't just for pop stars. They were everywhere, from school dances to weekend malls. Oversized sunglasses, neon plastic beads, and layered chains finished off the look, letting anyone turn a basic tee or dress into a full-blown statement. Accessories in the 80s were about amplifying personality, and the more you piled on, the better. These bold pieces didn't just complete an outfit. They announced you before you even walked into the room, setting the stage for the next wave of sporty legwear and over-the-top trends still to come. Number 5. Leg warmers and aerobics wear brought the fitness craze out of the gym and onto the street, turning workout gear into everyday fashion. With Jane Fonda's workout videos flying off the shelves and dance studios packed, the look exploded. Brightly colored leg warmers, stretch leggings, and stirrup pants became the go-to for anyone wanting to channel that athletic energy. Aerobics instructors landed sponsorship deals from Nike and Reebok, and by 1986, sales in the category had jumped 60% according to industry reports. Suddenly, it wasn't just about exercise. These pieces were everywhere, from high school hallways to shopping malls, layered over tights or paired with oversized sweatshirts. The Nike versus Reebok battle played out in magazine ads and TV spots, each brand racing to sign the next fitness celebrity. Leg warmers, once a practical way to keep dancers' muscles warm, became a style statement in their own right, scrunched down over sneakers or pulled high with pumps. This sporty chic crossover set the stage for athleisure as we know it today, making comfort and color part of the mainstream wardrobe and paving the way for denim's rise as the next big thing in casual wear. Number 4. Acid wash and double denim brought an unmistakable street edge to the late 1980s, turning the classic blue jean into a canvas for wild experimentation and controversy. The signature look, bleached, marbled jeans and jackets, sometimes worn together for the ultimate statement, was born in Italian laundries, where pumice stones and chlorine bleach were tumbled with denim to create that mottled, high-contrast finish. By 1988, factories in Tuscany alone were discharging an estimated 2.7 million liters of chemical-laden wastewater each year, a figure that Greenpeace cited in early campaigns against fashion pollution. In Xinjiang, China, the world's denim capital, protests erupted as workers faced toxic exposure from permanganate sprays and bleach fumes, sparking global debates over the true cost of looking cool. Despite the backlash, acid wash exploded in popularity, with sales jumping from under 1 million units in 1983 to over 15 million by 1988, fueled by MTV, punk, and surf subcultures. The double denim trend, jeans paired with matching jackets, became shorthand for rebellious style, seen everywhere from New York's Denim Dan to suburban malls. Today, designers have revived the look using lasers and ozone instead of harsh chemicals. But the debate over authenticity versus sustainability lingers. Acid wash and double denim didn't just change how we dressed, they forced the fashion industry to reckon with its environmental footprint, leaving a legacy that's as complicated as it is iconic. Coming to the top 3, neon and bold color blocking lit up the 80s with a shockwave of fluorescent pinks, greens, oranges, and yellows. Colors so bright they seemed to glow under the black lights of roller rinks and dance clubs. This wasn't just a trend, it was a statement. The louder the color, the bigger the attitude. MTV's launch in 1981 set the tone, splashing these high-voltage hues across music videos and pop star wardrobes, turning the TV screen into a living palette of rebellion and fun. Designers took the cue. By 1984, Nike's Neon Cortez drops sold out in just 48 hours. And by the end of the decade, every mall window was filled with color-blocked windbreakers, leggings, and sneakers that looked like they'd been dipped in a rainbow. The psychology behind it was simple. Neon meant energy, confidence, and a refusal to blend in. For a generation coming of age in a world obsessed with standing out, these colors offered a way to shout without saying a word. The look was everywhere. On city streets, in high school hallways, and even at protests, like the Springfield High Neon Walkout of 1987, where over 200 students wore the brightest clothes they owned to fight a dress code ban. Today, neon is back in force, with Balenciaga's Spring 2023 collection and a reported 85% jump in modern sneaker releases featuring highlighter shades. The 80s neon craze wasn't about subtlety. It was about being seen, and in a world that sometimes feels gray, that kind of fearless color is something a lot of us secretly miss. Number 2, oversized leather jackets gave the 80s its signature edge, blending rebellion, celebrity, and high fashion in a single, unforgettable silhouette. Born on the backs of bikers and punk rockers, the leather jacket exploded into the mainstream when Michael Jackson moonwalked across the Thriller video in a fire engine red version, complete with black stripes and sharp, exaggerated shoulders. That same jacket set a record decades later, selling for nearly $1.8 million at auction, a price that says as much about its pop culture power as its craftsmanship. What started as a symbol of outsider cool was soon reimagined by designers and luxury houses. By the end of the decade, everyone from runway models to Wall Street brokers wanted in. The look grew bigger, bolder, and more sculpted. Dropped shoulders, wide lapels, and enough room to layer over even the bulkiest sweater. Fast forward to 2021, and Gucci's oversized leather jackets walked the runway in a direct nod to those 80s proportions, proving the style's staying power. The moto jacket's journey from back alley rebellion to auction block luxury is a rare arc in fashion. The same piece that once signaled you didn't play by the rules now sits at the center of mood boards for luxury designers. Whether you wore yours zipped up with studs, splashed with color, or slung over one shoulder, the oversized leather jacket delivered instant attitude and authority. Its ability to move from the club to the boardroom, from the street to the runway, is why it stands just shy of the ultimate power move in 80s fashion, setting the stage for the final act, shoulder pads, and the era's most commanding silhouettes. And finally, in first place, shoulder pads and power suits stand as the boldest icons of 80s fashion, transforming the silhouette of an entire generation and reshaping what authority looked like, especially for women stepping into the boardroom. The decade's obsession with bigger, broader shoulders wasn't just about style. It was a direct response to real-world shifts. By 1984, women made up 38% of management roles in the United States, and the demand for clothing that could project confidence and power soared. Enter the power suit. Sharp, tailored blazers with exaggerated, almost architectural padding, often paired with pencil skirts or pleated trousers. Norma Kamali's patent for Velcro-attached shoulder pads turned a trend into an industry standard, letting anyone add or remove authority at will. Department stores couldn't keep up. Between 1982 and 1986, sales of shoulder-padded jackets jumped 71%, according to National Retail Federation surveys, and factories like Majestic Shapes were churning out up to 100,000 pairs of pads every single day. On television, shows like Dynasty brought the look to living rooms everywhere. Joan Collins as Alexis Carrington in a Valentino suit, her shoulders practically daring anyone to challenge her. In real life, figures like Margaret Thatcher and Princess Diana adopted the style, using it to signal both strength and a new kind of femininity. The power suit became a uniform for ambition. Nipped-in waists, bold lapels, paired with statement jewelry or a silk bow, all designed to command attention. Even pop culture icons got in on the act. Grace Jones's 1981 nightclubbing album cover features her in a razor-sharp padded blazer, cementing the look as both avant-garde and mainstream. Designers like Giorgio Armani and Thierry Mugler pushed the boundaries, sculpting blazers that were as much armor as they were clothing. The trend's impact was so lasting that by the late 80s, Balmain would see a 65% sell-through rate on their own padded jackets, a number that still impresses retailers today. While the oversized shoulder eventually gave way to sleeker styles in the 90s, the message stuck. Fashion could be a tool for empowerment, a way to claim space and respect. Today, the power suit and its padded shoulders are back on runways from Balmain to Vetements, proving that the urge to stand tall and wide never really went away. The 80s didn't just dress for success. It built the blueprint for what power dressing means, and that's why shoulder pads and power suits remain the most enduring and secretly missed fashion statement of the decade. From the playful burst of parachute pants at number 10 to the commanding power suits at number 1, our countdown of the 80s fashion trends we secretly miss reveals a decade defined by boldness and reinvention. The most surprising entries, like acid wash denim's environmental legacy and the mainstream return of neon, highlight how 1980s style was never just about looks, but about cultural shifts and personal identity. Across all 10 entries, the common thread is maximalism. Oversized silhouettes, statement accessories, and unapologetic color ruled the era, reflecting a society driven by self-expression and empowerment. The ranking focused on cultural impact, iconic status, and lasting influence, which is why shoulder pads and power suits, symbols of workplace transformation for women, claimed the top spot. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of these trends lies in their ability to challenge norms and spark nostalgia, reminding us that fashion at its boldest isn't just remembered, it's missed. The legacy of 80s fashion proves that style can shape history as much as reflect it.